How do you approach training after meniscus surgery? Or better yet, how does your body actually need to move so the injury never happens in the first place? My name is Duman, I'm a coach, and in this video we're going to look at why damage to the inner or outer part of the meniscus happens and what you can do to make your recovery after surgery as complete as possible. But before we get into why meniscus injury happened, we first need to understand a few things about the knee. The meniscus is a layer inside the knee sitting on top of the cartilage. It's full of fluid and its job is to absorb the forces that hit the knee. Now you could say the knee is a bit of a dumb joint. It can only extend and bend. But every single time the knee extends and bends, there are rotations happening inside it. Rotations of the shin and rotations of the thigh bone. When the knee is fully extended, the shin is rotated outward relative to the thigh and the thigh is rotated inward relative to the shin. When the knee is bent, it's the opposite. The shin turns inward and the thigh turns outward relative to the shin. This is important information because it tells us why some people have a much higher tendency towards meniscus injury than others. Broadly speaking, there are two reasons a meniscus gets injured. The first is the way we move. The second is the external impact. We already said the knee is constantly going through these rotations. When the knee is extended, the thigh rotates inward relative to the shin and the shin rotates outwards. If this state is constantly present in your knee, the pressure on the inner front part of the knee stays constantly elevated. This is what we typically see in people whose knee sits in so-called hyperextensions, knees that are pushed quite far into extension, or even knees that drift inwards into an X or valgus position. And if you load that kind of pattern with jumping on top of it, the risk of meniscus injury goes up significantly. Now, everything I'm about to show you is a general starting point, the same 4 steps I use as a foundation with every client. But every knee gets there differently. Some people are stuck because of how their hip loads, some because of how their foot lands, some because of an old ankle injury nobody ever addressed. If you want an actual assessment of your movement, what's driving your knee pain and a plan built around your body specifically, that's exactly what I do in my one-on-one training process. You'll find the link in the description below. Here are the 4 steps that lead to the solution. First, improve rotations that allow for more efficient knee bending. Second, activate muscles that create that rotation. Progress to harder exercises where the soft tissue has to produce more force to achieve those same rotations. And the fourth, the last one, learn to absorb force and then learn to release it. For the first point, use this exercise where you learn how to rotate your shin inwards relative to the thigh. Perform it very slowly with full attention. You should not feel any pain in the knee during this movement at all. Make sure your hip isn't pushing outwards and keep the knee in line with the hip and foot the entire time. Do it slowly and with full control. Aim for around 15 reps, 2 sets, then move to the step 2. This next exercise activates the front thigh muscles, vastus medialis. Get into a half kneeling position, keeping the front knee under the hip. You want the foot lined up directly under the knee and the hip. From here, slowly build pressure through the inner part of the foot and your heel into the ground. Still maintain the outer part of the foot in the contact with the surface. Hold that pressure for around 20 to 30 seconds and you should feel working the front thigh muscles on the inner side, vastus medialis. Build the pressure gradually. On a scale of 1 to 10, work your way up to around 8, maybe 9. Again, zero pain in the knee. You can open third phase with a static split squat. At the start, you can use your hands for support to take some load off your knee. In this exercise, keep your heel in contact with the ground the whole time and let your knee travel forward or even past your toes as far as your knee allows without any discomfort. Start with your hands assisting, then gradually take them away as you're able to move into the split squat without support and without pain. Reps and sets, go by feel. If by 5, 6 or 7 your legs are burning enough that you start compensating the movement, stop there. 5, 6 or 7 reps is enough. Rest, then do 2 to 4 sets totally with longer breaks in between. Do this 2 to maybe 3 times per week. And for the fourth, final phase, absorbing and releasing energy, move into this once you no longer feel any pain in your knee throughout your day. Go back to the lunge or a split squat, but this time drop and stop quickly, all of a sudden. Match that speed to where you're at. You shouldn't feel any pain in the knee, ever. From here you can add a fast lift out of the bottom position, so you're absorbing first and then releasing the energy. I sure hope these exercises help you out, and if you want a plan that actually built around how your knee moves, not a general version, that's what my individual training process is for. Link is below. Thank you for watching and see you in another video.